Hey guys, this is Shake and Bake. Hope everybody's doing great. I'm back in the Battlefield 5 beta, and this video is going to be a little different than what I normally do. It's actually be kind of serious. I'm actually going to break down this game, and I'm going to go totally against the grain on what I'm seeing in some of these big YouTubers when it comes to Battlefield 5, veterans of the game series. And I've seen some of their videos, and I felt like compelled I had to respond because, in my opinion, I think they got it totally, I won't say wrong, but I think they're looking at it the wrong way. So let's get into it. First thing I want to talk about, I'm seeing a lot of comments about weapons customization, right? And a feeling like there's no depth there, that they can't do enough to these weapons to customize them and all of that. And you can see in the screen right here in front of you is the weapons customization is pretty limited. There's a couple areas, boxes you can pick, weapon recoil, reload speed, some other things, and for each weapon, there's different things you can do, but you don't kind of pick one track. It comes down. This is the beta right now. They're going to change this, but you can pick one track, comes down. The deal is, though, once you do that for that weapon, at this point, it appears like it's locked in, right? You basically have to start over with a new weapon to try different upgrades to that weapon. I've seen complaints about this, and I tell you what, for me, why I'm loving it is because, especially an old fart gamer, a lot of these newer shooter games, they've got these skill trees and upgrades that you've got to go to Harvard or you got to be like really smart to figure out all of these different settings to adjust these weapons. And, for, I'd say, a casual gamer and other casual gamers out there, it's tough for us because, you're trying to figure out all of these different mixtures, but the guys that really get into these games that want to like almost dominate the battlefield, they go in and they create these weapons that really are, in my opinion, OP. And so what happens on the battlefield is you got a couple guys or group of guys who are just raping people, right? And that's cool and all, but it doesn't, I think, add to the value overall of the gameplay, as far as a team effort in the game and a kind of balanced battlefield. And I've seen that more and more in shooters. Like, if you can figure out what perks to unlock or grind long enough, it's going to really give you advantage on the battlefield. So what I love about this is it's simple. There's a couple upgrades. It's not, I haven't seen anybody totally over OP out on the battlefield. And that's been refreshing. And I think what it's led to, in a combination with something else I'm going to talk about, is a more balanced battlefield where you kind of actually have a chance out there when you're fighting, even if you're an average Joe, right? The next thing is, which couples with that, is the amount of ammo you carry. Now, when I first started this, I thought, oh my God, I got 60 rounds for my STG-44. It sounds like that's about the number you're getting, no more than that. And so you get into battle, you gotta really be careful about how you use your weapon as far as your bullets go, right? Because you run out quick, right? And, unless you're getting headshots, like in Battlefield fashion, there's going to be people that are, other soldiers are bullet sponges. So you can go through 2 mags pretty quick. So what it does, though, is it forces you, one, to know the map. You're going to have to learn where the weapons caches are at, and they're all around the map. You go get one, or, shocking, there's going to have to be some teamwork on the battlefield where the support class is going to actually have to throw out some ammo, right? And people are going to say, well, yeah, people don't do it. Well, but it's going to encourage that. The winning squads, the winning teams are going to have support classes that actually throw out ammo, right? And what it does is, again, it comes back to these OP players that, again, they got these weapons tricked out. They're carrying, 120 rounds, whatever, and they get up and they get rocking and rolling, and nothing can stop them, right? I think this forces them. They shoot their, 60 rounds, whatever. They shoot their 60 rounds, and then they gotta go find some ammo, So it breaks that cycle of dominance, and it kind of forces people towards teamwork. Shocking. And so it starts to deal with the lone wolf soldier, who's just killing everybody, which in some ways, and I'm all for being good in a game, but I think it should be more on skill and not because you're carrying 1,000 rounds or you've modded your weapon such a crazy way that you're just taking people out one shot, right? And it feels more balanced on the battlefield to me in this Battlefield 5 than it has for years in the Battlefield series, right? The other thing is, so you got the weapons amount of ammunition, right? You're gonna have to count for that. The other is, as far as setting up the weapon, it's limited what you can do to modify these weapons. And again, at the end of the day, what that equates to, I think, is a more balanced battlefield where your average Joe gamer actually can do pretty well out there. You can see in the video here, I'm playing for you. I mean, I'm average. I'm in the top squad. You know, most of the round I was in first place. It wasn't because I was killing all kinds of people with some overpowered weapon or 5,000 rounds. It's just because I was going for objectives and doing team activities that were getting me some points, right? So again, I think these guys are looking at it the wrong way. I think they're looking at it how it's impacted them individually to be the super uber, Rambo on the battlefield, right? Or a super uber squad on the battlefield. But the reality is, it has dispersed the battlefield to make it, a little bit more, again, balanced, where all the players kind of have a chance. And not that I'm some socialist here saying everybody's got to get a trophy. I'm not saying that. But if you got skill, which I got still some old school skills, I think, after 30 years of gaming, that I don't have to worry about some dude with a tricked out weapon, 14-year-old who's dominating me just because of that, or because he's got a machine gun, light machine gun with a 1,000-round belt, and he's just mowing people down, right? So it feels, again, more balanced. I think they're kind of getting it wrong. I think DICE made a good move with this. This is the most I've enjoyed Battlefield since Battlefield Bad Company 2. I feel like you actually survive on the battlefield longer. It's not just, constant crazy action where you can't even think where you're going to go next or what you're going to do next. It feels good again. You actually can get into positions. You can give commands. You can kind of, assess the battlefield a little bit. And it feels for me like the old Battlefield Bad Company 2 days, even Battlefield 2 days. And so I'm happy to see this. I hope they don't give in and change and start giving all kinds of ammo to people and, tons of all specialty perks, twists you can do with your weapon and crazy stuff. There's going to be some people don't like this, but I think a new crowd is going to be, a new following is going to be rejuvenated for this game, who is going to like it a little bit more. It is a little bit slower, I think. I think it's a little more slower paced, feels slower to me, and I think it's going to draw on some people to return to the series and new players as well. The only one critique I have is I do like the sniping in the game, but it seems like the bullet speed is so slow. I mean, they need to speed up the bullet speed just a little bit, I think, on the sniper rifles, and it would be perfect, but if not, the deal with it. All right, guys, that's my opposite opinion what a lot of these guys are saying out there. I'd love to hear your comments. If you've played the beta, what do you think? Post in the comments below. What do you think about the amount of ammunition you have? And also the, having to go back to weapons or first aid cache if you're not getting it from your squad mates. What do you think about that? What do you think about the weapons customization? Does it need more or less? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Cheers, peace, guys. Wish you the best. This is Shake and Bake out.